By the porch light of Leela Grace Callahan, age 52, Savannah Pines, Georgia. Oh, sweet ones, come sit a spell. The Spanish moss is hanging low tonight, swaying like the ghosts of ever promise ever broken in these parts. You can smell the salt marsh on the breeze, thick as the lies that near drowned me. I'm Leela Grace Callahan, 52 years young, laugh lines carved deeper than the tidal creeks that snake through Savannah Pines. And this here's my story, told from the creaking boards of the porch I rocked my babies on, the one where the swing still groans under the weight of what Junebug done stole, and what the good Lord saw fit to give back in his own twisted, merciful way. It started the day Mama took her last breath in the back bedroom of our clapboard house on Marsh Hand Road. Junebug and me, we was both there, me holding Mama's hand, feeling the life flutter out like a moth against a screen door, and Junebug standing in the corner, curls wild as hurricane wind, eyes already calculating what came next. Mama was 68, worn thin from raising us girls after Daddy run off with the waitress from the crab shack. She left us the house, the 5 acres of pecan trees out back, and Grandma's pearl ring, the one Daddy give her the night he swore forever. I was 22 then, fresh from secretarial school, dating Bo Landry, the boy with shoulders broad as a shrimp boat and a grin that could melt the butter on your biscuit. We'd been courting since the church hayride, his hand brushing mine over bales of sweet-smelling straw. He was fixin' to propose with that very ring, had it hidden in his tackle box down by the dock. I knew it in my bones. But Junebug, Lord, that girl was wildfire in a sundress. 2 years younger, always the one stealing my lipsticks, my boyfriends, my spotlight at the county fair. Mama's funeral was barely cold in the ground when Junebug cornered Bo in the pecan grove behind the house. I was inside washing dishes, tears salting the soapy water, when I heard her laugh, that thunder roll laugh that turned heads from here to Beaufort. Next morning, Bo's truck was gone, and so was Junebug. Left a note on the kitchen table in her loopy cursive. Gone to Florida with Bo. Don't wait up. Love, Jay. The pearl ring was gone too. I found the empty velvet box in the trash, crushed like my heart. I married Harlan Whitaker 6 months later out of sheer spite and loneliness. Harlan was steady, shrimped the coastal waters, hands rough as oyster shells, voice soft as marsh grass in the wind. He never asked about the ring or the sister who vanished like smoke. We built a life in the little blue house on Saltwind Lane. White picket fence, hydrangeas I babied like children. 3 girls, Maisie, Laurel, and little Poppy, who grew up chasing fireflies and learning to shuck corn on this very porch. Harlan gave me calm where Bo had given me sparks. 29 years we had, till the night his heart quit beating mid-supper. Dropped his fork into the okra, eyes wide as the full moon over the marsh. I held him till the paramedics came, his blood cooling on my apron like spilled coffee. The will reading was a week later, in Mr. Pritchard's stuffy office downtown, smelling of old paper and older regrets. Harlan's brother, Otis, sat beside me, hat in his lap. The girls hovered like anxious angels. Mr. Pritchard cleared his throat, voice dry as cracker crumbs. To my wife, Leela Grace, I leave the house, the savings, and the boat, Marsh Hen. I nodded, numb. Then he flipped the page. To my sister-in-law, Junebug Landry, I leave the sum of $10,000 to be paid upon her return to Savannah Pines. The room spun like a tilt-a-whirl at the fair. Junebug! She hadn't set foot in Georgia since she stole Bo 30 years back. Last I heard, they was living high in Atlanta, Bo selling real estate, Junebug hosting junior league luncheons in pearls that weren't hers to wear. Why would Harlan leave her a dime? That's when the screen door of Pritchard's office slapped open and in walked Junebug herself, 50 years old now but still a hurricane in heels. Hair dyed honey blonde, lipstick red as sin, and mink stole in July like she was auditioning for Dynasty. "Leela Grace," she drawled, voice sticky as cane syrup. "I come as soon as I heard. Family sticks, don't it?" I wanted to slap her, wanted to scream till the marsh birds scattered. Instead, I clutched my purse and said, "Harlan's dead, Junebug. What do you want?" She smiled that fox smile. "To help, sugar. Blood's thicker than tidewater." She moved into the spare room that night, suitcase bursting from Atlanta finery. The girls eyed her wary. Maisie, the oldest, whispered, "Mama, she smells like trouble and Chanel." But Junebug cooked shrimp and grits, told stories of her fancy life, charmed the neighbors at the crab boil. Town buzzed like cicadas. Junebug's back, stole Bo, now sniffing around Harlan's money. Betty from the beauty parlor leaned over my foil cap. "Heard she's broke, Leela. Bo gambled it all on condos that sank in the recession." I didn't sleep. Nights, I rocked on this porch, sweet tea going flat, listening to the marsh whisper secrets. Junebug's laughter floated from the kitchen, too bright, too loud. One evening, I found her in Mama's old room, going through the cedar chest. "Looking for something?" I asked, sharp as a shucking knife. She startled, then held up a yellowed envelope. "This, Leela. Harlan wrote me. Said you'd need me when he was gone." The letter was in Harlan's blocky scrawl, dated a month before he died. "Junebug, if I go first, tell Leela the truth. She deserves it. Bo never stopped loving her. I seen the letters he wrote, never sent. Burned 'em after he died last year. Cancer took him quick. Tell her the ring's in the tackle box still. Tell her I'm sorry I wasn't enough." My knees buckled. Bo dead? Loving me all along? I drove to the dock at dawn, sun rising pink over the water, and pried open Bo's old tackle box, rust flaking like old sins. There it was. Grandma's pearl ring, nestled in faded silk, a note in Bo's handwriting. "Leela Grace, I was a fool. Junebug was a detour. You were home." I confronted Junebug on the porch that night, ring glinting in the moonlight like a tear. "You knew," I said, voice steady as the tide. "Knew he loved me. Knew you took what wasn't yours. And now you're here for Harlan's money?" She crumbled then, mascara running like storm gutters. "Bo's gone, Leela. Lost everything. I'm pregnant. Some developer from Buckhead, don't even know his last name. I got nothing. Thought Harlan's Ken Grand could start me over." The twist hit like a nor'easter. Junebug wasn't just broke, she was sick. Doctor in Atlanta said lupus, flaring bad. Needed care, not cash. And the baby? Due in December. Father long gone. Town divided at the Sunday potluck. Half the ladies plucked, "Poor Junebug, widow and expectant." The other half hissed, "Leela's too good, taking in that Jezebel." Betty from the beauty parlor slid me a casserole in a whisper. "You're gonna keep her, after all she done?" I looked at Junebug then, belly swelling under her tight dress, eyes pleading like a child caught stealing cookies. And I saw Mama in her, saw the girl who used to braid my hair before dances, saw the sister I'd buried with Bo's memory. "Y'all listen," I said loud enough for the whole fellowship hall to hear, standing by the ambrosia salad. "Junebug's staying, baby is kin. We don't turn family out, no matter the hurt." The porch swing creaked under us that fall, Junebug's belly growing round as a harvest moon. I taught her to can fig preserves, to hush a colicky baby with a lullaby Mama sang us. Harlan's girls, my girls, warmed slow. Maisie painted the nursery butter yellow, Laurel knitted booties. Poppy called the baby Cousin Peanut and kissed Junebug's belly every night. December came. Cold snap crackling the marsh grass. Junebug went into labor during a thunderstorm, lightning flashing like God's own judgment. I drove her to the hospital, wipers slapping time with her screams. Little Harlan Bo Landry came hollering into the world at 3:17 a.m., 7 pounds of fury with green eyes and my dimples. Junebug named him after both our man.
held him to her chest, and sobbed, "I'm sorry, Leela, for Bo, for everything." I took that baby in my arms, warm as fresh cornbread, and felt the years of hurt loosen like a knot finely cut. Hush now, we're mendin'. Town tales turned tender. Betty brought diapers, Pearl sent a quilt. The crab boiled that spring. Junebug pushed little Harlan's stroller round the tables, telling folks my sister saved us. I wore Grandma's pearl ring on my right hand now, symbol of what was stolen, then returned. Forgiveness don't erase the scar, darlings. It's the solve that lets you wear it proud. Junebug lives in the blue house now, helping with the girls' babies coming soon. We rock on this porch most evenings, sweet tea strong as our will, watching fireflies dance over the marsh. The moss still drips tears, but they're cleansing ones.